Should you rent or buy a home in 2025? In this video, we're going to talk about three main differences between buying a home and renting a home in 2025 right here in Idaho. My name is Annika Wilder. I'm a local realtor here in the East Idaho area, and I can't wait to share the differences between renting and buying. You ready? Let's get started. What's up, guys? If you're new to my channel and you want to know all there is to know about life in Idaho Falls and the surrounding area, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and you'll be the first to know about all things life in Idaho Falls. Okay, renting or buying? Which is better? Which is cheaper? Which has a better long-term effect for you? Or what's better for you in your current situation? Number one, let's talk about the market. I'm in Idaho Falls and I am a realtor for all of East Idaho. Right now, for Idaho Falls specifically, the market, in my opinion, has lots of movement, lots of leveling out, lots of building, but nonetheless, movement. I wouldn't say it's stagnant at all. In fact, the average home price has increased to around that 400,000 mark, which increased by a small percentage because it was in just below 400,000 in the last couple years. And so it's really settling around that $400,000 mark in Idaho Falls. For Bonneville County, it's a little bit higher, and that's around $420,000 for the average home price. The price per square foot, to give you an idea compared to what you're seeing in your area, wherever you may be, it's about $170 a square foot for homes coming on the market. Also, there's a lot of builders building right now. We have Rockwell Builders, Castle Rock, Fall Creek Homes, Copper Creek, Liberty Homes, Karchner Homes, and many other builders that are building right here in Idaho Falls to keep up for the demand of people moving here, buying their first home, upgrading to their next home, downsizing their large farms here in the East Idaho area, whatever it may be. There is movement. Lots of building, buying, and selling all happening here in Idaho. And just a fun fact, I always like to look at days on market, and it's taking just shy of 2 months for homes to sell on average in Bonneville County, about 50 days on market right now. Okay, now renting. The average rental price for a monthly apartment on average is only about $1,400 a month. We have all kinds of different rental opportunities out here. Studio apartments, basement apartments, 2-bedroom, 1-bedroom, 3-bedroom, townhomes, and full-size houses with garages and yards are all available in Idaho. Now, something similar between renting and buying is what I am seeing is that inventory is a little bit lower in regards to what your options are. But there are options, there always has been options, and I'm not seeing the options running out anytime soon. The best place to find a home to buy, in my opinion, is the Navica or MLS app. You can also contact me and I can send you a customized list of homes that might be in your price range. The best place to find a rental property, in my opinion, is Facebook Marketplace. Zillow is okay. It has some rental properties on there, but it doesn't have everything. Whereas Facebook Marketplace has almost everything on Zillow plus more, like private landlords that aren't working with any property management group or any other big corporation. It just might be an elderly couple or someone with a portfolio of properties that are putting it out on Facebook Marketplace. And I think there's a huge advantage there because you might also be able to communicate with the owner directly to negotiate that cost, just like you would in buying a home. Number two, let's talk about the monthly cost. So we already covered the market overview, that there are options out here and they range in variety of new, old, less expensive properties and more expensive properties with an average price there in the middle. But your average cost, I did say it costs about $1,400 a month to rent, but that would be for like a 2-bedroom apartment, which doesn't include a garage or a yard or in any other type of amenity. It just will be a couple bedrooms, 1 or 2 bathrooms, maybe a balcony, could be new, could be old. If you're looking for an actual house or a bigger townhome with 3, 4, 5 bedrooms, that rental price could be way up to $2,000 to $2,500 a month, what I am seeing. And I'll show you here as an example. If you're looking for what the average home price out here would be to buy, which is around $400,000, you're looking at 4 or 5 bedrooms, 2 to 3 bathrooms on average, and this is what it would look like to rent. As you could tell, that price jumped up from $1,400 a month for an apartment all the way up to $2,300, $2,400, $2,500 a month to be able to rent a house. In my opinion, if you can budget $2,000 to $2,500 a month for rent, then buying will probably be a better option. And we'll talk about that in a minute when we talk about pros and cons. The monthly costs for a home is, if we look, we'll just look at the average cost, which is about $400,000. Usually people will put 20% down, and rates are about 6.5% right now. And that will cost you around $2,200 a month, give or take a few $100s, depending on your taxes and your insurances. Now, something cool about buying is you can also buy down the rate. So even though the rates right now are at 6.5%, if you purchase a property, you might be able to use a seller concession to buy down your rate 1, 2, or even 3 points, which will decrease your monthly amount by several $100s. Now, this is temporary, it's not forever, but it will buy you time and save you thousands of dollars over the next couple of years while you get raises at work, increase your income with other side hustles or other types of jobs, or if rates come down, then you can refinance. That's the hope we know for all of us. Now, I know not everybody has 20% to put down, and there are 0 down payment options depending on which loan program you go with. So if you did something like a $400,000 house with 0% down, then that number will definitely increase. The more you put down, the less your monthly payment will be. Number 3, let's talk about the pros and the cons of renting. Now, I love both for multiple reasons. I have been a renter and I have helped many people buy homes, and I have seen the differences between buying and renting, and there's advantages and there's cons to definitely both. Let's talk about renting. First of all, very low maintenance. Your landlord should take care of everything, or your property management company. If something breaks, if something fails, if there's damage in any way, you should be able to tell your landlord, and they should be able to take care of it for you. Oftentimes they take care of your yard work. Some even include utility costs. It can be kind of like this lump sum type of deal. So the pro could be very easy. Another pro could be it's a short-term deal. You could get into something for $1,200 a month for 6 to 12 months while you shop for a house or while you save up for a house. So that could be a huge advantage. The cons could be you can't get a hold of the landlord. They don't actually fix anything. They raise the rent. You're hearing your neighbors. You're smelling things coming from vents. You're sharing the walls. You might not have a garage. You might not have even a carport, and you might have to go up and down these stairs, and there's just not any freedom to customize where you live. And if you have any kind of pets, it's so much harder to find a rental property that allows any kind of pets at all. The biggest advantage of renting is that it does cost less than buying. Less upfront costs, less monthly costs in most cases, but not all cases. So let's talk about buying. The number one pro of buying is you're building equity. Whereas if you're renting, you're paying somebody else's mortgage. Might as well pay for your own mortgage if you buy. Of course, I'm biased because I'm a realtor. I know that's easier said than done. But if you're building towards your equity, then you can build a portfolio. You can then rent out that house and have more income, and then use the equity to buy another house with something called house hacking. So there is an opportunity to increase your wealth through real estate when you buy a home. Another pro is all the customization. You can have as many pets as you want, depending on the HOA, of course. You could put in a fence, you could not have a fence, you could paint your house, you could paint the inside, you could change the carpet, you could change the lighting. You can do whatever you want inside your house. On the outside, it depends on the HOA, but Idaho HOAs aren't bad at all, and not every neighborhood has an HOA, but just keep that in mind. So it's building wealth, you have customization. Now let's talk about the cons. The cons of home ownership is it does take a lot more money up front because there's a down payment, closing costs, inspection fees, appraisal fees, the cost of moving, which I guess there's a cost of moving for both renting and buying, but overall, the cost to buy a house can be a lot bigger investment. But the reason why I use that word investment is because it will help you in your long-term future. If you're looking to invest in something, if you're just looking for something short term, then maybe renting makes sense. If you're looking to actually build equity, build your wealth, have something that's actually yours that you can customize and not have to worry about getting kicked out from rental increases or pets not being allowed or what have you, home ownership is one of the best ways to build wealth and have the flexibility in your home altogether. So there you have it. There are definitely pros, there are definitely cons to both renting and home ownership. I will say that if you're looking for a cheaper short-term option, then renting probably makes sense. If you're not going anywhere and you're here to stay for at least a couple of years and you're wanting to invest in something to build equity, to then sell later or rent out later, to build more wealth for you, to lead to the dreamier home, then buying is definitely a better option. And if that's you, if you're thinking about buying in Idaho, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me a message, or schedule a Zoom call, and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.